So you open your woodworking business waiting for all those customers to come flocking to you, but you aren't selling a thing. That's a common problem that lots of woodworkers face. And since putting out my video all about how to properly price your work, I've gotten blown up with DMs and emails asking me what's next if I still can't sell anything. Hi, I'm Spencley, and today I want to share you the top 5 reasons your products aren't selling, starting with the #1 reason. And it's because no one knows that you're a woodworker. Does your family know you build stuff? Do your friends know that you build stuff? What about your coworkers? What about people on your rec sports team? When you were first getting started out, almost all of your sales are going to come from people who you are immediately connected to. If none of those people know that you're a woodworker, they're never going to buy anything from you, right? Before you go around and hound everyone you know asking them to buy stuff from you, acting like that one friend who endlessly tries to get you to join their essential oil or kitchen knife pyramid scheme. No. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a reverse funnel system.
Invigoron, a business opportunity as rare as the Avani berries themselves.
What's happening?
That kind of marketing just turns people off. Instead, take a different approach. Simply talk about your passion for woodworking and maybe show them some of the things around your house you've made before. It doesn't need to be awkward or forceful either. If you're cutting the cheese, grow up. If you're cutting the cheese for a charcuterie board and you notice someone eyeing the board you're using, you can say something like, I don't know if I've told you this, but I actually make these on the weekends as a fun hobby. Start planting the idea in their mind that you have some skills and you love to build stuff. If they show interest in what you've built, maybe end the conversation with something like, if there are any projects that you need built, I'd love to help out. I've personally gotten tons of sales through these types of interactions, and they're typically a great place to start. These leads are great because they've already built a level of trust with you since they're already in your social circle, which makes converting them into actual paying customers much easier. But hold up. What if they ask to see some of the work that you've done in the past and they aren't at your house and you don't have anything to show? Well, that brings me to my second reason you aren't selling anything, and that's because no one can see your work. You need to make some kind of portfolio to show off all of your work. Create something simple that shows off your skills and abilities so that someone actually trusts you to build them a project. This might seem really challenging, but you are probably already using multiple portfolio applications without knowing it, like Instagram. Use Instagram, Facebook, or whatever other social media platform you like to start sharing what you are working on. You do not have to make social media your full-time job to get an incredible return on investment. Simply post a photo of all the projects you've made, and now you have a simple place to direct anyone who's interested in seeing your work. By the way, you can grab one of these t-shirts or hats on my website. There's a link down in the description below. So if you're talking to someone about coffee tables,
The beauty of my book is, if you don't have a coffee table, it turns into a coffee table.
or cutting boards you've made, and they want to see them, instead of awkwardly scrolling through the photos on your phone and trying to avoid those special photos you send to your significant other, no, don't look at that. Simply pull up your Instagram or whatever digital platform you've got photos on. This allows them to leave the encounter and still have access to look at your work another time, especially if their spouse isn't there. Their spouse is going to want to see your skills before agreeing to buy a $8,000 dining table from someone they've never met. But let's say you started telling people about your work, you've even made a portfolio to show off the things you've made, but still never get any reaction or sales. Well, I hate to say it, but this leads me to my third reason you aren't selling products, and it's because your photos are awful. We are in the age of a very short attention span. Watch any person interact with their phone or computer and you'll notice a very scattered nature. They are constantly scrolling, clicking, and moving on to the next piece of content if it isn't something that immediately grabs their attention. You've heard of TikTok, right? It's an obnoxious video app that's designed for you to endlessly scroll and get fed with videos that are only a few seconds long. But TikTok is really no different than any other form of marketing. You have to stand out. So if you have boring photos that don't grab anyone's attention, you're gonna miss out on a lot, if not all, potential sales. The simple solution here, hire a professional photographer. Done. But when I started this business, I definitely did not have money to do that. So I took my own photos. I am not going into a rabbit hole about how to shoot photos, but I will tell you that you absolutely do not need a $2,000 plus camera to get good photos. You already have something in your pocket that is way more than capable of taking incredible photos. And I'm talking about this guy. What you really need to focus on is just taking interesting photos. Simply slapping this chair up on top of the workbench and snapping a photo is not an interesting photo. Time for some photos. All right. Get it? Yes. 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 I would be shocked if anyone purchased that chair from that photo. However, if I take the chair outside and shoot from a few interesting angles, suddenly everything looks a lot more interesting and grabs your attention. All of these photos were taken with an old, cracked iPhone X from 2017. My best suggestion is to take way more photos than you'll think you'll ever need. Then start deleting them until you've got maybe 5 or so solid photos that you really like. But Eric, I've got great photos, I created a great portfolio that's easily shareable and accessible, and I've marketed myself to people that I know, but I still can't get any sales. Well, it's probably gonna be tough to hear this, but you're not making anything unique. But if you're stuck in a small space like the apartment garage that I work out of, creating unique and special things can be a huge challenge when you only have access to one single 15 amp outlet and no ability to access the breaker panel. Luckily, I've found a way to circumvent that major obstacle, and it's this brand new Jackery SG 2000 Plus that packs a whopping 2,000 watt hours of power. Say what? You probably have no idea what that means, and I didn't either, but this onboard screen gives you digital readout to how much power you're drawing, and I've been using this thing for a few months now, and I'm shocked that it can run everything in my shop. In fact, all the lighting and tools that you've seen me use in this video have been powered exclusively from the SG 2000 Plus and the Battery Pack Plus 2000 that gives me an additional 2,000 watt hours of power. With the ability to output DC power through all these ports on the left side, while also being able to output AC power through all these ports on the right side, the SG 2000 Plus is the perfect companion for all of your clean energy needs, wherever you are. And by clean, I mean that you don't need any heavy gas cans to power this generator. All you need to do is plug it into the wall, let it charge for a short period of time, and you are all set for any adventure. Best of all, the Jackery Prime Day sale is going on right now. From July 7th to July 12th, you can grab up to a 44% discount off select products using the link in the description below. Jackery makes unique products that stand out from the crowd, but I want to get back to how you can do the same so you can drive more sales. If you're making a cutting board like this or like this, I'm sorry, but so are 15,000 other people, and unless you have something special to delineate yourself from everyone else, you probably won't get any sales. Not only do your photos need to stand out from the crowd, but your products do too. Find something that makes your products truly unique that people can't find anywhere else. Be completely honest. How much would you pay for something like this? $20? $40? Maybe? Now what about a cutting board like one of these? These are significantly more unique designs that not only stand out in a sea of photos, but also draw curiosity because they are different, which means people are more willing to pay for something like this than they are for something like this. Not only do your photos need to stand out from the crowd, but your products do too. Do you live in an area where some specific type of wood is available, but no one else in the world can get it? Can you make a specific design that you simply can't buy anywhere else? Do you have the ability to customize products like cutting boards and burn names or words into them? Whatever it is, you need some kind of unique selling proposition that will draw people to you instead of everyone else. For example, one of the things that I've had success selling are my furniture pieces. These are just some of the pieces I've made, and yes, I have full build videos and plans for each and every one of them. And every single person told me that the reason they ordered from me was because I was the only person selling that interesting, unique, one-off design. And you know what else that means? If I'm the only one selling a certain product, I can, within reason, price that product however I want. Furniture is a great item to easily differentiate yourself from the crowd. Make a unique table-based design that isn't the same 2x4 crap that everyone was making in 2017, and you can have a standalone product that no one else is making. Type in farmhouse table on Etsy and all of the listings look almost exactly the same. That's a market that is so oversaturated that if somebody wants to buy one of those tables, it's probably gonna be a race to the bottom where the cheapest one is the one that's selected. There's absolutely no chance people are making any reasonable sum of money charging just a couple $100 making these types of dining tables. But that's what the market expects because they're so readily available. But if you aren't ready to start designing your own unique pieces from the ground up, check out some of my step-by-step plans on my website that guide you through every single step you need to create unique pieces of furniture for yourself. They have every measurement you need and also include 3D modeling files if you're a computer nerd. But what if you've got a unique product or selling proposition? You've got great photos, you have a portfolio that's accessible to everyone, and people know about you, but you still can't sell anything. Well, that's because your price is awful.
It really, really sucks.
Yes, you're pricing your products completely wrong. Right now, we are in the Amazon age where you look on Amazon for the cheapest version of whatever you're looking to buy. Need a new screen protector? We all type it in on Amazon, sort low to high on price, then buy it. Every single one of us is guilty of doing that. So you probably think I'm gonna tell you to lower your prices, right? Nope, I'm gonna tell you to raise your prices. If you've got excellent photos and a unique selling proposition, you have the ability to demand more for your products. Not only will that bring in more money to your pockets, but it will also weed out all of the clients who are going to be a royal pain in the butt. Clients who begin the discussion with you about building a custom project who are entirely focused on the exact dollar amount are going to be nothing short of a nightmare to work with. If we go back to those ugly farmhouse tables that are selling for several $100s, but I decide I want to charge $5,000 because I put a lot of time and effort into it, chances are pretty low that anyone will ever bite on it. It's just not unique. But take a dining table that no one has ever seen before, take some great photos of the product, and you can charge significantly more money for that table. It's not that that table is necessarily 5x the quality, but people are willing to pay more money for something that they perceive as being special or unique that separates what they have from what everyone else has. But how do you make sure that you're pricing correctly? If you look up pricing suggestions, you typically see a lot of folks suggest that you take the cost of all of your materials and supplies that go into the project. Then you add all of that up into one large cost and multiply it by 2? This is an absolutely awful way to price your products and leaves you incredibly vulnerable to that hard realization at the end of a project that you might only be making $1 an hour after all of your efforts. If you really want to develop a proper pricing structure that ensures that every part of your business is properly accounted for and you're actually making a reasonable amount of money on your craft, not just working a minimum wage job, then you need to check out this video here. I made an entire video covering that topic, and it also has a pricing worksheet that does all of the math for you that you can download. And I'll leave a link to that video down in the description below, and I'll see you over there.